Hello and welcome to Foul Mouth Pinball Tutorials. I'm Dennis V, and today we're going to be looking at Magic Castle Deluxe. Why Magic Castle Deluxe, you ask? It's a broken table. It's a piece of shit. Yes, exactly. For those who don't know, the dragon is broken. Retrotech X and Billy Woods Mods have both put out videos. I don't need to go over all of that, but essentially the bottom line is there is a whole second play field that you cannot access because this dragon feature is broken. So my point here is we're gonna go through a tutorial on how to play this table and how to get a score on it regardless of that, because look, if you are like one of the many people like me, and we'll look at the leaderboard here, there are at least 50 names on the leaderboard of people that have actually owned and played this game. And so people have bought it. So, you know, if you're a sucker like me, you at least want to try to, you know, get the most out of the table. So what we're going to attempt to do today is make the proverbial chicken salad out of chicken shit. So let's talk about the rule set and figure out what we can do and what we can't do, and kind of go over some strategies on how we can play this table and at least get something for our $8, so we don't feel like we got taken by the good folks at AtGames and Magic Pixel. So really quickly, I'm going to bring up the rule set. I know no one likes to look at these fucking things because they are an eyesore trying to look at on the table, and this one especially, it's just like a wall of text. So we're not going to go through it in massive detail, but I just want to run through, you know, some of the important things before we get into the actual table and some actual strategies. So bottom line is here is when you look at, you know, the multi-ball section here, so the multi-ball section and the reach in the second play field and the mini game section, like all of that is out the window. You can't do multi-balls without getting to the second play field. Obviously you can't reach the second play field, and the mini games are all second play field items. So all of this shit right out the window. Forget it. Who gives a shit? So what we want to probably do then is, for this game, you know, playing it within the constraints of what we have, is let's just look at doing modes and also a couple other strategies of where you can kind of pick up points around the table, you know, without having the secondary play field. Now, again, getting back to it, and I don't want to harp on this, but if you look at all of the best scoring and all of the most, you know, the richest scoring has to do with the second play field. That's all out the window. So even with these, you know, strategies, you're still going to get some, you know, some lower scores. So anyway, let's take a look at, you know, what we can do or what we want to do to try to get some scores based on what we have to work with. Okay, so as I talked about, this is the whole second play field up here, completely out the window, kaput garbage. Okay, dragon right now is there for show. You can laugh at it because it does its little ball gulping motion every once in a while, but it's broken, doesn't work. And then the other thing is this other kind of, you know, toy on the play field. Again, completely useless. These ball locks for the multi-ball, you can't do anything with them because in order to get the multi-ball, you're supposed to shoot it up into the play field, and then when it drains down, the monster captures and locks the ball. You can't do any of that stuff. So what we're going to focus on now for strategies is modes. And so in order to start the modes, your start mode capture saucer is right there in the middle, but in order to activate that and get that blinking, you have to shoot it up the pit ramp here. And this right here, there's a spinner. You have to spin this 30 times. So generally that's about 2 shots up this ramp in order to get the 30 spins. Now, I've had it several times, Magic Pixel being the motherfuckers that they tend to be. I shoot it up there once, it gets to like, you know, 16 or 15, and then you shoot it up again and you get another 14, and it literally will say on the back glass, 1 more spin left to go after 2 hits. So then you have to do a third just to get 1 spin. So that happens a lot and it can be kind of annoying, but I've also had it where you just, you know, 2 clean shots through here, you're going to get your 30, and then the start mode is going to activate. So So this is probably going to be the shot that you're going to want to work on the most, is just work on being able to hit that. The other shot that I would say you want to get good at, and this is again going to be kind of ridiculous, but bear with me here, is this shot here that is supposed to go to the dragon's mouth. Now, at first, the prison light is lit. You want to shoot the ball up here, hit the gate, and unlock and open the gate. And then on your next shot, it will go up, and it's supposed to go in the dragon's mouth. But because it doesn't, what it does now is it goes up here and it comes back down, and it just kind of lays out to this flipper, which is great because this allows you to hit these. There's 3 spot targets here. These are your multipliers. So it basically is a free way to kind of get the ball up here to these multipliers, because when the dragon's active, you can't do that directly. You kind of have to get the ball around and have it fall in here, with some luck. So now, just taking advantage of the dragon not working is you can get the ball to this flipper and just work on these multipliers. And if you can get 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it goes all the way up to 10 times. And when you get to the 10 times, you also get an extra ball. The other advantage of getting the ball up here and hitting these is you're also going to be hitting these pop bumpers, and these pop bumpers are going to do a couple different things. Hitting the pop bumpers 10 times is actually going to activate your kickback down here, so that's obviously good. As we know, Magic Pixel tables, the ball comes down here, hits any of these, kind of bumpers or the top of the slingshot, always makes that hard right or hard left right out to the fucking out lanes. And I don't know about you, pisses me off every single time because these balls just like defy gravity and just do these hard turns, or sometimes they're halfway down a lane and then they bounce and come up and out and right to the out lane. Like, I'm telling you, there must be a Magic Pixel circle jerk when they look at these balls bouncing around and see them constantly going to the out lanes. They love it. So I don't get it, but it is what it is. We just deal with it with Magic Pixel tables, at least on the 4KP. From what I understand, they don't necessarily play that way on other platforms, but here they do, and just frustrates a lot of people. Anyway, so getting back to this. So we talked about, again, getting this shot up here and this shot up here. So when you think about it, it's simple. Just, go for your orbits. Keep the ball on the outside. If you keep the ball on the outside and get the ball up here and get these multipliers and get this spinner going, it just sets you up for points. The other thing, in addition to the kickbacks, is these cage targets as well. So this is a little bit weird and unique. I kind of like it because it's different instead of just doing plain rollovers. So you have this activate gate here and activate gate here. So what happens is the ball has to hit that spot target. It will then make this G and E here light up, and in this case the C and A over here light up, and then after you hit that spot target, then you have to get the ball to roll over, and that activates that, the C and the A, and then on this one the G and the E. If you can get all of those lit up, which essentially it's 2 and 2, that's, I believe it's 5 million points. I'll double check that, but I believe that's a 5 million point thing. So again, always good to get the ball up here, get those multipliers, get it bouncing around here, and get this so you can kind of rack up some points that way. Let's see. Now, starting modes. So this start mode shot, as you can see, I have never been able to hit it with the left flipper. There is space, you can do it. I'm always banging off of this or banging off of this, and you're kind of going out. So the safest thing is to, again, learn your nudge passes, get the ball over onto the right flipper, and it's a nice, easy roll up here. But what I'll say is, and part of the reason why I say nice, easy roll is because you try to shoot it up here at speed, it never stays in the saucer. It bounces right out. Sometimes this is like way too hard to get the ball to stay in there, so you just want to try to roll it up nice and easy, get it in there, and start your mode. Now I'm going to pull up again the different modes here in the instructions here. So game mode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously it spells out castle. I don't think the CASTLE actually really means anything, but it does light up here because it'll tell you then how far along you are. But if you actually look at the modes, they're really not that complicated, to complete. So again, first one, hitting the slingshot 6 times. So again, getting the ball bouncing around down here. Again, with any Magic Pixel table, that is, it's a tough one because, they love to bounce right to the out lane. But so just try to be careful and try to, you know, get the ball somewhere where it's in a safe spot on the slingshot, and then of course use your nudges as you can to try to direct the ball away from, like, what you don't want it to do is try to hit, you know, off of like the, you know, the top part of the slingshot, because that usually turns into right to the outlane. Again, rotate the spinner. Again, if you're starting the modes, you already know how to get that spinner right up there. Sorry, I know I'm pointing at stuff behind the text, but it's the spinner we talked about. Game mode 3, hit spot targets wield shield lamps are flashing 8 times. So I'm gonna get out of this and show you. So this is what they're talking about, these spot targets here. But what I'll tell you is, it's actually not just those spot targets. These spot targets up here that we talked about that are multipliers, they also work with that mode. So I personally think it's a lot safer to get the ball up here and try to bang those spot targets as much as possible, because these ones here are just, they're super dangerous, right? You go right at them and they come right back down the middle, and it's just really, really tough. So I prefer to go after those ones, and those ones do work, or at least they did when I was playing. I don't know if that's something else that they didn't mean and they intend to patch, but I'm just telling you, those spot targets work, and I believe these spot targets over here work as well, but I don't go after those ones as much. Okay. And okay, last one here, top rollovers 8 times. Again, that's these up here. Like I said, if you can get the ball up here, the dragon's not working, use that flipper, just get the ball bouncing around in here. Chances are you're gonna get it, man. 8 times in these rollovers is not that hard, especially considering you don't have to activate the gates, you just have to get the rollovers. And then finally, hit the eject hole 1 time. Well, again, that's how you start the mode. This eject hole right here, very simple. Although I do want to confirm, because I haven't gotten to that far along yet on the modes. That, I believe, is the eject hole that they're talking about, but there also is this eject hole here that opens up at certain times. There's a little a metal piece that opens up there. I believe they're talking about this one, but it could be this one. But either way, they're not. Either one of them is really not that hard a shot, and you only have to do it once. So, so like I said, these. The modes are the way to go. That's really where you're going to get your points. So the modes are 10 million points each for each one you complete, and if you complete the entire, all 6 of them, you're going to get an extra 20 million points and an extra ball, which is great. Getting your ball up to doing the multipliers, again, getting up to times 10 multiplier, and you'll get an extra ball there as well. And then a couple other places where you can get points. They're a little bit harder, but can be done. These drop targets right here. So this is the dungeon bonus. Now this is worth 5 million points. So if you look at these 2 drop targets, they actually go up and down based on hits off of the slingshots. So this slingshot controls the right one, the left slingshot controls the left one. So obviously if it's down and you hit the slingshot once, it'll pop up. If it's, and vice versa. If it's up and you hit it, it goes back down. So you need to get them both up, and then you need to do a shot off the tip of the flipper right up there and light them both while they're up. And if you can light them both when they're up, that's 5 million points. So it's a bit difficult because, again, it's you don't want to be purposely targeting the slingshots. It's just a recipe for disaster, and this is a difficult shot. But 5 million points, especially in the absence of the playfield, can be a good amount. Usually I try to just get those, just through the course of play. Sometimes you get lucky bounces that hit over here and you get the 5 million points. Going for them directly, you can do it if you're good at making this shot, but again, it can be dangerous because you hit it up here and it comes right back down the middle. Let's see, and then the other place where you can get points is you get a 3 million point bonus for first of all, you activate the ball save, right, by getting all 6 of these outlane rollovers, okay? And then if after you light all 6 while the ball save is lit, if you can relight them again, that's 3 million points. So like with a lot of Magic Pixel tables, if you're able to kind of just do the repeat loop shots over and over and over again, which some people can, I can get into a rhythm and do it sometimes, but I mean, if you can get into a rhythm and just stay on top of moving these lights with the flippers, you can just do this repeatable, 3 million over and over and over again if you can kind of do either this shot or that shot. So obviously this one here loops around to this ramp here loops around here. And that's just, again, one way to get scoring. But again, it's just a lot of work to try to hit these, 6 times just to activate the ball save, and then you have to hit it another 6 times in like 30 seconds or whatever it is. So that it can be a bit tough, but again, if you get in the groove and you can constantly hit that over and over again, then that's where you can get some real fucking points. One kind of thing that you can also do to get points, but I would kind of put it in the fuck it list, is these shield drop targets here. So if you can light both of those shield drop targets, it will light either this skill shot or this skill shot over here, and then you can hit that for, I believe, is also 3 million points. The problem is, if you go directly for those spot targets, that ball is coming right back at you and right down the drain. So I don't recommend it. You can hit them, accidentally. There's going to be bounces. They're going to get hit, but I don't recommend going after them, because it's just a recipe for the ball coming right back at you, and coming right back at you and down the middle, or doing like a weird bounce and it kind of kicks this way and goes to the out lane. So that's just, in my mind, too dangerous. And a couple other things, again, shooting at this thing, like there's no point in it. So it's just a dangerous shot. It's not worth it. Keep the ball, in many ways, I would just say keep the ball away from the middle, with the exception of the start mode. Everything should be kept to the outsides. So anyway, that's my short tutorial on what you should aim for, what you should look for, and like I said, we're just trying to make the best out of this broken table. So hopefully some of these tips will help, and I'm gonna just fire it up and do some gameplay and see if I can actually do all this bullshit that I'm just talking to you about. Probably not. I have a lot of rough luck with the Magic Pixel tables, but I will say, not that I'm bragging on it or anything, but I think I'm currently 5th on the leaderboard on this one here. I got up over 100 million points, so that's it's just one way I was trying to work this table as best I can and try to get my money's worth. So anyway, I'll shut up and I'll turn up the volume a little bit, and we'll play a little bit of Magic Castle and see what I can get for scoring. So don't hate me if I play shitty on this. I probably will, but it's like the saying goes, those who can't do teach, right?
Step into a world of magic and monsters. Are you prepared to face the unknown? Bonus times 2.
One thing I will say, when the ball goes over to the left of that ramp right there, do a nudge, man, because that thing rolls right down the middle. So you got to nudge that motherfucker away. Otherwise, it's going right down the middle. It just pisses me off every single time that happens. There, unlock the gate, and there's what I was talking about all the time, that nice little slingshot skip over right to the out lane. Thanks, Magic Pixel, you fuckers.
Bonus times 2.
Son of a, come on. Get over here. Alright, I'm just gonna stop worrying about everything else and just try to get it up the pit, which sometimes easier said than done.
The cage begins to break. C and A claim.
Alright, so I'm gonna do my little... No, whoa! A little too much juice on that. Whoa, what? Alright, I need to go back and look at the replay and see what happened. I was going up the ramp and all of a sudden it was not on the ramp anymore. Go back and look at that replay. What the hell happened there? I was up the ramp and then next thing you know it was coming down the middle at me. Another glitch, or just the ball fell off the ramp, I don't know.
Bonus times 2.
There you go. That lovely bouncing around all over the place on the out ramps. Do it again. Thank you very much. Ooh. Shit. Alright. Come on. A little early there. There you go. Up the pit. But again, because I lost the ball, it's restarted, so I gotta hit it up there again. Careful of the roll down here. Nudge pass. Shit.
Dungeon bonus, 5 million granted.
And more shit. Okay. Nudge pass again. Get it over there. Up. Come on. Get up the pit. Up the pit. Up the pit. Nudge pass. Let's see if I can. Nope. Too much. Okay, there you go. You can see how much I can suck at these games sometimes. I'll play one more. Sometimes I just get too obsessed with just trying to slow down and control the ball instead of just playing the ball, and that was a perfect example of that right there. Just really trying to
Welcome to the magic
be too fine with it.
Only the brave survive the trials.
And try to coddle the ball. You can see the dragon right there. If you see a dragon, he's moving. That's the motion he's supposed to make when he's swallowing your balls. I mean, swallowing the pinballs, not your actual balls. I mean, he can swallow my balls because he's broken, but swallow my balls, gargle my nuts, whatever you want to do. Okay, up there. Nice, but this is what I'm talking about right there. So that was supposed to be in the dragon's mouth. It wasn't, so it gave me a chance to get those multipliers.
The cage begins to break. C and A claimed.
Alright. Get up there. You suck. Whoa. Oh my god. It's a little too much juice on the nudge pass. I gotta reel that in. I don't know my own strength sometimes. So like I said, you're going for that pit.
Kickback gate is open.
Roll over, and they're right down the middle like I just talked about, and I didn't nudge, and there's the ball save.
Ball is saved.
No death
The life
saves
is
allowed.
spared.
Actually,
For
death saves
now.
are allowed. The broken table, they're allowed. Alright, can we get up the pit here? No, too early. There we go. So now,
Start mode is lit.
start
The
mode is
enchantment
lit.
begins.
Let's see if I can get it in there. No, I can't because it goes right down the middle, and because I didn't nudge because I was busy talking and not paying attention. Like I talked about, you gotta, when the ball's coming and bouncing around here, you gotta nudge it so that it throws it to your flipper. Otherwise, it does exactly that. It goes right down to this useless, stupid center post, and you get kind of screwed by that. So
Bonus
now I
times
gotta
2.
start over again on that shot. So see if I can get the hit again. Now, one thing that I'm not doing, and again, if you follow, people like, Mad Ben Han and Tomato Grass's recommendations, one smart thing to do is to, do this loop and get your ball save, activate your ball save before you start doing anything. So again, probably good advice. It's not something that I do enough of. I should do it more, but I'm just stubborn and a pain in the ass when I play. I just want to Just want to do modes, man. And see, that's why you need ball saves, because that bullshit right there. One interesting thing about this table to note, too, there's only one kickback on this side. No kickback over here. So when you do the 10 pop bumpers and activate the kickback, just this one side. Over there, nothing. You're screwed. So, again, I really have a hard time with these 3 outlane Magic Pixel tables because you're always bouncing out. You know, I do my best to nudge it out of there whenever I can, but this doesn't always happen. Alright, last game, and you guys can criticize me in the comments, tell me how much I suck, that's fine, I do at times, but you know, sometimes I play pretty well too. I just have to be locked in, and right now I am not locked in. It's hard to get locked in when you know you're playing a table that's kind of a broken piece of trash, right?
C and A claimed.
Come on, get out. Oh. That's why you don't go over after those shield ones, because you get that right back at you. Still too early on that. And then too late. Oh. Okay. That looked slick, but that's not exactly
Start mode is lit. The enchantment begins.
Alright, so now I want to try to get it to that start mode. Okay, let's see if I can do this on the roll. Boom! Perfect.
Feel the pulse of magic. Pop bumpers 6 times.
Alright, so now we got to get it up to the pop bumpers. So that is very easy. Either orbit. There. Let's try this again. Too early. Get up there. Oh, of course. Oh, shit. Shit. Alright, let's see if we can get this up there. Nope. Alright, let's try again. Get up. Okay. Alright, now. Of course, 2. Any other time you get it up there when it's not in the mode, and then you get the out. Anytime it's not in the mode, the thing will bounce around forever up there. As soon as you get into this mode, I've noticed you're lucky to get 1 or 2 every time the ball goes up there. Is it programmed that way? Probably not. Maybe it's it's just me, being a little nuts. But it just really feels that way. If you're just trying to hit the pop bumpers, and any other time during play, the pop bumpers will bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce. You'll get them no problem. But as soon as that mode starts, forget it. They become extremely elusive.
Bonus times 2.
Now, if you look at this right now, look, it's just staying here. It's staying up in the pop bumpers. Hit them 100 times. Bounce around. See, there you go. As soon as that mode starts, forget it. Nudge, the pit.
Start mode is lit.
Start mode is back.
Begins.
Nice easy roll. Don't get it too hard.
Hit the slingshot 6 times.
See, this is the slingshot one. Okay. Well, let's just try to go right at it.
Hit it again.
2, 3. That's 3. Slingshot action when it comes back. Nope, that's alright though. We'll get it next time. We're gonna need 3 more slingshots.
Bonus times 4.
That's my bonus. Come on, yes. Really late one. There you go.
Mode completed.
Mode completed.
Goes to your skill.
10 million, yay for me. Now the great thing is I don't have to do the 30 flips anymore and go right to the start mode. Again, get it in there. There it goes.
The ancient wheel spins.
Oh my god, I just dropped it right down the middle. Like I told you, man, that fucking post, man, gets me every time. Son of a bitch. Tried to do it with me again.
Unleash your power.
6 more rotations left, so gotta get it. Sorry, I neglected to say I am doing the rotation. Spinner rotations up the pit. Boom. 2 modes. Just like that. Oh boy, here's this again. Alright, so again, we talked about this before. It's possible to make that shot. I don't recommend it, man. Actually, you know what? I take it back. It's not, because right here, it's hard to see. There's a between this flipper and that hole, there is a spot target right in the middle. So you literally cannot hit that with this flipper. You've got to be on this flipper over here.
Follow the enchanted path.
See what I'm talking about? I had a nudge and I barely got it, and then there you go. So there goes my ball save. What am I supposed to? I didn't even look to see what I was supposed to be hitting.
Bonus time 6.
It's the top rollovers. Oh, I think the bottom rollovers count too. They're flashing and they're flashing. So again, in the instructions it says top rollovers, but it looks like these ones are active too. Of course, I don't recommend trying to go after these because, well, actually, you probably could if you could hit that ramp. That actually might be an easy way to do it, is to go up the ramps.
The castle calls for another.
If you're comfortable with that. I think I'd try to go for the orbit myself. Jesus, this is such a little out of control there. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna go for the orbits. Try to go for the top rollovers.
Did it again.
3 more. Any way I can get it to pop up, it would be great. Pop up through again. Anyway, help me out. No. Oh well. Okay. Now you're gonna do that shit right down the middle because I was one away. And that's just the way this game goes a lot. You're one more rollover, one more pop bumper, one more slingshot, and then you get your drain. But that's Magic Pixel totals for you.
Bonus times 2.
Oh boy. Get out of there. Yeah, skill shot ramp is lit. If I could have got control of the ball, that would have been a 3 million point shot. But
Kickback gate is opened.
oh boy, here we go. Okay. So now that both of these pop bumpers are up and this is flashing, so if I can hit, I believe I need to hit the one that's not lit. That's 5 million points. I'm gonna go for it, and I'm probably gonna drain, but let's see what happens. There we go. That's why you don't do that. But hey, I gave it a shot. So the thing is, I hit the one that was already lit. I wanted to hit the non-lit one, and then that's a 5 million point shot. But that's exactly what I was saying. You go for that, it's just too dangerous. So anyway. That's my tutorial on this piece of shit broken game. I hope you enjoyed it, learned something, and if not, at least you had fun watching me play very poorly. So thanks for watching, and I hope we'll see you all again soon on the Discords and in the comments. Take care. Bye.